other side of town. I'm driving. First of all, they just had a really bad accident in the back, which it looked like everybody was able to live, but it was really bad. And then I'm driving down this. Look at where I'm driving. Look, I'm driving right here, and a guy just walks out, and he's just like, and I'm like, I put on my brakes and I beat the horn. He's right in front of my car. He cursing at me, saying, "You could keep on going. If I keep on going, sir, you will be 3 points out here. You will be a speed bump. Why don't you just move? And by the way, why don't you say thank you?" I don't understand. Like, what was that supposed to be a suicide mission for you? Something's wrong with people. Like, something is wrong. Let me get myself on the other side of the fence. So anyway, people are crazy. You like right in the middle of my car. Ain't nobody tell you be to stop, and I'm like, just get out the way. And while you at it, say thank you. This is not like I'm on a private road. People are nuts. Stop smoking that stuff. But anyway, let me get back to the subject that I want to talk about. So today, when I was doing my work, I was listening to something on TikTok. I was listening, I don't know, that wasn't TikTok, it was like a short YouTube, one of them short YouTube videos. And I was listening to the guy Bootsy. He was talking about how back in the day you used to be able to get art wrapped or something like that for like 300, like something short, and nowadays you it's like 10,000. I don't even know what he was talking about, but when he was like art rap, I was thinking like, oh, he's into art. you know I'm thinking he's into art until I looked down at the comments, and somebody was like, the syrup every I don't know if y'all remember when they used to be like sipping on that scissor or something like that. I don't know, but I said to myself, wait a minute, you glorifying about drugs, you glorifying about drugs to destroy the community. And I said this in my last video that 99% of hip hop, 99.9% of hip hop is literally to destroy the communities. Whether it'll be black community, white community, it don't even matter. It's meant to destroy. Because when you listen to the lyrics that are coming out of these rappers' mouths, it's all about shooting and killing. And some of them ain't never shot nobody. Some of them did. But it's like, why don't you go into the military? Why don't you take all that and really go to the military if you really want to, shoot at a target? So I just found it very interesting. I mentioned this before that, you know, when we go back years ago, I'm talking about even before I was born, the 60s, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, um, even in the 80s, a lot of the music, especially that was coming out of black people mouths, when you look at Motown and you see all of those artists and the music that they were actually putting out, it had a meaning to it. It had a meaning to it. It didn't have anything to do with selling, smoking, getting high, shooting somebody, killing somebody, shaking your behind, having sex. So they have sold the drug industry over to these black artists. And what they do is they are puppets to destroy your children's children. That's why you got a lot of these Sherman heads out here, these weed heads out here, the way these guys dress. Now all of a sudden the new thing, which I'm seeing for the last couple of years, is everybody's tatted from the eyebrows to the toenails, looking like a daggone like somebody just scribbled all over your daggone face. It's not cute. It's barbaric and it's ugly as hell. And I'm like, I don't know who told you it was cute. Oh, that's right. Because you have the industry that's pushing this narrative. Hold on, let me put my what's the name on. Oh, that's my stuff. Why do I even have that on? That's because it's raining. So again, I'm sitting up here and I'm listening to the guy Bootsy, And he's really talking to him. I'm thinking to myself, you really grown as hell talking about what you got in the refrigerator, and you talking about so people can get high. I know that's not. I really hope he was talking about art, because he was like wrapped art, and I'm like, okay, so he's into, like, finding a Van Gogh or something like that out here. But no, you that's why I'm telling you, the best thing you can do for your family is cut it all out. If it's promoting hatred and negativity in your atmosphere in your house, why do you listen to it? The music that I used to listen to in my 20s, whether it be rap or whatever like that, I don't listen to that stuff no more. I don't give a daggone if I was in a club with it, because when I listen to the lyrics of it, it is not promoting growth. It is not it's not doing anything but basically putting death in the atmosphere. And when we think about the young men and women and children and mothers and fathers that got popped and killed because they were out on the block relaxing, and somebody pulled out a gun on somebody else and started shooting, we got to really ask ourselves, where is this coming from? Now, and if we go back in the 60s, if we go back in the 70s, when we go back in the 70s, Motown was just really huge. We didn't have these type of crimes that we're dealing with today. We didn't have the type of drive-bys and the average 15-year-old catching a daggone murder charge these days. But let's go to these rap artists who've been out here pushing it. I mean, they've been pushing it. It's almost as if, it's not even almost as if, it's a huge agenda that they put these people on the front line so they can influence your offspring to their early grades. To their early grades. It's not uncommon to know a young black boy going to jail or getting popped, especially if he out there on the block. And then you promote this type of stuff. You promote it so hard, especially within the black community. Especially in the black community. You promote it so hard. And I was just thinking, like, music has a lot of influence that honestly you can use it as a weapon. Because if a person is intoxicated, they hide in their mind and they listening to murder over and over and over again, they're gonna want to go out there and murder. And then they taking these mug shots, like, with the teeth and stuff, like it's cute, in orange suits. That's why I said, man, we need to take the jail cell back to hard labor, so not to ever go to jail. You know what I'm saying? Think it's cute. They think it's cute. They think going to jail is like a vacation. You get free meals, your homies up in there, your mans in them. You can't do nothing without them. But who's promoting it? Who's promoting it? Look at my thumbnail. And that's just like a pinky full of them. That's not even all of them. If it ain't the thought with the big behind and the boobs hanging down to her toenails, talking about how she got the best twat. If it ain't the dude talking about he getting money, him and his squad up, and they shooting everybody, blah 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 blah. It's like, what? When the hell did we get to the point where we tolerate such poisonous to go into the minds and the ears of our youth without somebody needs to pay for that? I would have looked at the statistics and said this stuff is actually coming from the influence of the music that they put out there. I would have hit up all of the mainstream industries, like these big, like Sony and all of them, that want to release this deaf music, especially upon black people, because you're using black people to do it. You know what I mean? So it's not a normal, like I said, when it comes to African American, talking about American black people from America, it's not abnormal for somebody to know a loved one or somebody close next to us that got shot and killed in the streets. That's a normal thing. They've normalized it, and you know why? Because it happens all the time. And guess who promotes it to make sure that it keeps happening? The daggone rap industry, the music industry. And let me tell you something too. A lot of folks never caught is that a lot of folks was never taught. You become what you think about. So if you listen to bandit music all day and you hang around with nothing but bandits, you won't become one. So they really literally utilize that music. Now they can say back in the day hip hop was a form of expression, and it probably was at one point in time, but then it got handed over to the devil, and he just started promoting Death Squad, Up, Killer what. And I'm like, Tupac Shakur, he died because he got popped. Biggie Smalls died because he got popped. The XXX young boy died because he got popped. Who is it? Cardi B brother-in-law died because he got popped. And it's like, and y'all still keep going on with it. You still keep playing that death music. But then let's go to the folks that wasn't, let's go to the folks that wasn't they weren't millionaires. The regular Joes who was just chilling on the block, like the 5-year-old. But a bunch of these teenagers and these young no good dudes listening to this garbage and got it in their heads that they so-called villains, that they sprayed the whole block, and now the 5-year-old girl, she did. And the mother, the list goes on and on and on. People in the club relaxing, and somebody go through and they listening to that deaf music, and what they do, they spray the whole daggone place up. And some innocent bystander got shot and killed, and they never found out who murdered them. And you know who we need to blame? The industry. Puff Daddy, all these bammers that sitting up there making all that money, living on the top of the hill while they promote of poverty to folks. Those guys need to be blamed for it. And I'm sitting up here and I'm listening like, I know dag on well he's not sitting up here talking about some daggone drugs on TV, and y'all glorify it. The crazy part about it is the young boys, they be like, man, 50 Cent, oh man, all of that glory for it. Why? They never did anything for the community. The only thing you've ever promoted for the community is to kill somebody, to put somebody down. You've never done anything for the community. So why are people promoting these horrible people that help with the murder of our people? And then it was so crazy because they did an interview with somebody. It was a Jewish white guy, and he was talking about how black people, what you need to do is start promoting good things within your community. Stop talking about hatred, because he see it. Other folks see it. But it's the black people who act like you don't see it. But when you get scared at night because you've been looking at scary movies, stop looking at scary movies. You walking around here with your pants down to your ankles, different color hair, and somebody look like somebody took a magic marker and marked all on your face, all because you saw a so-called rapper do it, and now you think you cool. And they sitting up there with you, like the Bible says this: you live by the sword, you're gonna die by the sword. You live by a gun, you're gonna die by the gun. So you sit up here and you promote and you promote and you promote about hatred, killing. Yes, there's nothing good that you promote. And we look and be like, that boy was only 9 years old, and he was raking the leaves, and some guys came by and shot him up. I heard my god sister in Chicago tell me about a young boy was on his way going to school when he was leaving from his sister's house, and he wasn't even from the area he was from, and some guys chased him down. He tried to hide under a car, and they shot him up that his pinky finger was missing. Who's promoting these people to be these bandits and these villains? And majority of the time, what's really crazy is that these folks get maybe 5 to 10 years in jail. Some of them don't even do their whole bid, but let you go out there and sell coke. Let you go out there and sell with Uncle Sam, and when you start messing with his money, Uncle Sam gonna give you about a good 80 years under, and you not getting no parole for selling coke, for having all that money stashed up in the back room. But if you shoot your brother, the one that look like you, because honestly they really can't stand your black behind anyway, you only get about 5 to 10 years. That's why it's nothing to these guys when they get locked up. But then let's go back to Boosie. Let's go back to all of you so-called old heads, you old rappers out there, and the ones that's coming up with the traps and all of this other type of whatever. What are you doing for the black community? Okay, and not even that. I mean, because it's crossed over now. You see them white too. Popped and killed. They got shot up and killed because of your music, because of your lyrics, because it promoted somebody to feel like, man, I'm about to go out here, man, I'm about to get this dude. Because that's what you was promoting. You was promoting when I see that nigga, I'm a gonna fly, fly. You was promoting that. And the whole time y'all was in the club like demons, like chat, 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 chat. Like, what did y'all think that was going to do? So when we look at the deaths, the gun violence, they can't seem to find out how these guns are getting into these areas. They just don't know how these guns are getting into these areas. Let me tell you, Uncle Sam could find out if you owe him $2, but they can't seem to find out how you got your hand on these guns. They'll wait until you got enough quota to go kick in the door and run up in there and take all your stuff and lock you up and be like, thanks, because they've been looking at you anyway. You making money for them. But the mere fact that you shoot your own brother for no reason, the mere fact that you drove by and shoot them up for no reason, what do y'all think it's stemming from? It's the music. I don't give a damn what anybody, excuse my mouth, I don't care what anybody says. When you look at the genre of and when you look at how and I'm just gonna use black people, period. The music that they used to put out to the music that's being put out today, it's awful. Absolutely, utterly awful. You can't even, and I was even talking to a friend and I was like, the music is so hateful, and they dancing about shooting somebody up. Like, how can you be dancing like that? How could you like be glorifying that? Like, yeah, when I see a dude, I'ma shoot him all up. I'ma shoot up his house and I'ma shoot up the nut. It's like, what in the world? Is this what we come? And then everybody need walk around with these big ass, excuse my mouth, with these big chains, look like on turn their daggone necks green. And they thinking, yeah, man, you see the chain and all this silver stuff. What have you done? What have you done to get diamonds? What have you done? They walk around here with different baby mamas, not promoting family. This is wickedly done to go against the household. So all I gotta say is this: it's like, a lot of people not gonna want to talk about it. You listen to what you want to listen to, but in life, if you ever want to go somewhere, if you ever want to be someone, the only thing you really want in your ear is something that's going to promote life. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. You got to watch what you look at. You got to watch what you listen to. And if you ask me, these people are freaking agents. They are sent by folks to make sure that you fall and you and your children don't make it nowhere. Don't make it nowhere. You know what I'm saying? That's why when I look at the whole issue with Bill Cosby, everybody know that was America's sweetest father. And then here you go with this whole tribe of crazy women that talk about they took drugs and don't even remember what happened. A bunch of thoughts, if you ask me. But anyway, they took him from the platform, and who we supposed to be looking up to? Like, well, not we, but who are these people supposed to be looking up to? These folks that walk around here like the Cardi B's. Your butt is the new cleavage. You got a lot of chicks that went straight to hell trying to get a BBL. You get what I'm saying? Y'all promoted that. Yeah, go up, baby. Sorry, go up. Like, you just don't wait right there. That was just rude. Sorry, you guys. But you get me, like, I don't know. No, I do know. That's why I don't listen to it no more. I don't care if I grew up off of it. I don't care when I was in my 20s, who's in the club. I realized that stuff is not adding any value to my life. It was only bringing in drama. So I don't listen to music like that. I only listen to good music, and a lot of people, they're not gonna wanna care, but that's my 2 cents about it. Anyway, Y'all watch what you listen to. And if you don't believe me, listen to the lyrics of this type stuff and ask yourself why.